Victims are free to tell their story, and we need to protect the right for victims to be able to tell their story. So we would never, ever stand in the way of someone who wanted to go public with their story to do that. So in terms of payments, she did receive severance, and I hope nobody's suggesting that she not ought to receive severance. So she did receive severance, completely separate from any confidentiality agreement. These are, we respect, we're working really hard to create a safe place for people to come forward and tell their stories. For many victims, their choice is not to go public with it, and I think it would be highly irresponsible for us to break any confidentiality agreements that we have with victims. And frankly, it's very disturbing for me to hear from members on the other side who are trying to politicize a very serious issue, and an issue that is not restricted to our caucus. To the best of my knowledge, there is one other.
Okay, and is that MPP still sitting in the legislature?
So I'm not going to get into that.
I don't think that I'm completely confident that there is not repercussions for the victim. From the Premier, it was not, I didn't feel it was a definite answer. She said she was free to come forward, but she didn't say she was free of repercussions. Could the Liberal Party sue her, for example? We do not know that for sure. Because victims need to feel comfortable that they can come forward. But would the employees have signed off if they, they had the agreement, the compliance, the non-compliance agreement? Would they have signed off with that, or did the government kind of influence their decision to sign off and not say anything, and that they wouldn't say anything?
I mean, it's the Premier that's going to have to answer for her motives. This situation is one which she refused to kind of acknowledge or address for several days at least, until all of a sudden on Friday she decided to. I don't know what motivates the Premier in terms of her decisions. I have no idea, and you'll have to ask her those questions.
Yeah, but what's your...
The Premier has identified that there were two people. She's, I guess, indicated who one of those people were after lots of pressure and lots of questioning, and so the issue becomes why is it one person and not the other? Who was the other person? More questions are being raised as opposed to being answered, and I think that that's something that the Premier needs to look at and respond to, frankly.